Hint2Mint.
Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about the new education policy. The present education policy has been practiced for the last 34 years since 1986. The Union Cabinet on 29 July 2020 approved the new education policy and renamed the Ministry of Human Resources and Development as the Ministry of Education. The decision of changing the name was done to bring focus on education and learning. The Union Cabinet was chaired by the PM himself. This has been the most drastic change in the Indian education system. Some of the changes include things that we've only seen happening outside India and have always wished that our education system would adopt. It is like the demonetization of our education system. Students, after hearing these changes that they've mostly seen in other countries, suggested that if they're bringing so many changes, why not bring the custom of prom night too? Well, let's see if that's going to happen too, but first, let's look at the major outcomes of the NEP 2020. The first outcome is to attain foundational learning and numeracy skills through national mission by 2025, recognizing foundational literacy and numeracy as an urgent and necessary prerequisite to learning. NEP 2020 calls for setting up a national mission on foundation literacy and numeracy by MHRD. States will prepare an implementation plan for attaining universal foundational literacy and numeracy in all primary schools for all learners by grade 3 by 2025. A national book promotion policy is to be formulated. An inclusive and equitable education system to be adopted by 2030. Teachers to be prepared for assessment reforms by 2023. The new policy envisages a shift from summative assessment to regular and formative assessment, which is more competency-based, promotes learning and development, and tests higher order skills such as analysis, critical thinking, and conceptual clarity. Board exams will not just be held for mere theoretical knowledge of the subject, but will also test core concepts and application of knowledge. The new policy aims for universalization of education from preschool to secondary level with 100% gross enrollment ratio in school education by 2030 and aims to raise GER in higher education to 50% by 2025. Every child will come out of school adept in at least one skill. Common standards of learning will be implemented in public and private schools. A new national curriculum framework for early childhood care and education, schools, teachers, and adult education. The redesigned report card will be a holistic 360-degree multi-dimensional report that reflects in great detail the progress and uniqueness of each learner in the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domains. The progress report will include self-assessment, peer assessment, and teacher assessment. Board examination will be of low stakes and will be based on knowledge too. Student progress for achieving learning outcomes will be tracked throughout their school learning. All education institutions will be held to similar standards of audit and disclosure as a not-for-profit entity. Surpluses, if any, will be reinvested in the educational sector according to the NEP 2020. There will be transparent public disclosure of all these financial matters with recourse to grievance handling mechanisms to the general public. The medium of instruction till at least grade 5 and preferably till grade 8 and beyond would be in home language or mother language or regional language. The policy puts focus on students' mother tongue as the medium of instruction even as it sticks to the 3-language formula but also mandates that no language should be imposed on anyone. The NEP only recommends that the mother language is a medium of instruction and does not make it compulsory. A comprehensive set of recommendations for promoting online education consequent to the recent rise in epidemics and pandemics in order to ensure preparedness with alternative modes of quality education whenever and wherever traditional and in-person modes of education are not possible have also been covered. NEP 2020 calls for setting up of a national mission on foundational literacy and numeracy by the Education Ministry. States will prepare an implementation plan for attaining universal foundational literacy and numeracy in all primary schools for all learners by grade 3 by 2025. In order to open new grounds towards gender equality, the policy states that the government will constitute a gender inclusion fund to build the nation's capacity to provide equitable, quality education for all girls as well as transgender students. Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya would be extended up to grade 12. Sampling of important vocational crafts such as carpentry, electric work, metal work, gardening, pottery making, etc. is decided to be promoted by the states and local communities during grades 6 to 8. By 2025, at least 50% of learners through the school and higher education system should have exposure to vocational education. One of the major changes that occurred is the 5+3+3+4 curricular and pedagogical structure with an emphasis on early childhood care and education. The 10+2 structure of school curriculum is to be replaced by 5+3+3+4 curricular structure corresponding to ages 3 to 8, 8 to 11, 11 to 14 and 14 to 18 years respectively. The new curriculum will integrate 21st century skills, mathematical thinking and scientific temper. The mandated content will focus on key concepts, ideas, applications and problem solving. Teaching and learning will be conducted in a more interactive manner. Education of gifted children. Children with disabilities will be enabled to fully participate in the regular schooling process from the foundational stage to higher education, with support of educators with cross-disability training, resource centers, accommodations, assistive devices, appropriate technology-based tools, and other support mechanisms tailored to suit their needs. Every state or district will be encouraged to establish Bal Bhavans as a special daytime boarding facility to participate in art-related, career-related and play-related activities. There will be no rigid separation between arts and science, between curricular and extracurricular activities, between vocational and academic streams. Students can select subjects to their liking across the streams. Vocational education will start in schools from 6th grade and will include internships. Subjects such as physical education, arts and crafts, and vocational skills, in addition to science, humanities, and mathematics, will be incorporated throughout the school curriculum. Each of the 4 stages of school education may consider moving towards a semester or any other system that allows the inclusion of shorter modules. Now, let us talk about how the policy has integrated the use of technology in a better way in education. An autonomous body, the National Education Technology Forum, will be created to provide a platform for the free exchange of ideas on the use of technology to enhance learning, assessment, planning, and administration. Appropriate integration of technology into all levels of education will be done to improve classroom processes, support teacher professional development, enhance educational access for the disadvantaged groups, and streamline educational planning, administration, and management. Technology would be used in education planning, making, teaching, learning, and assessment, in administration and management, in regulating self-disclosure and minimum human interface, etc. This will help us to increase accessibility for the disadvantaged groups, developing friendly education software, and creating e-content in the regional language. Technology would play an integral role in opening up more virtual labs, establishing a National Education Technology Forum, digitally equipping schools, teachers, and students, and on creating an online self-disclosure based transparent system for approvals in place of inspections. Some of the other major key pointers include: schooling will be started at the age of 3 years now. The new education policy expands age group 6 to 14 years of mandatory schooling to 3 to 18 years of schooling. It has introduced previously uncovered 3 years of preschooling, that is age group 3 to 6 years, under the school curriculum. The new system will have 12 years of schooling with 3 years of Anganwadi or preschooling. Also, India will now develop public investment in education to 20% of its public expenditure, or 6% of the gross domestic product over the next decade, and enhance the gross enrollment ratio in higher education from 26% to 50% according to NEP approved by the Union Cabinet. And in addition to that, the country will also let foreign universities set up campuses here. a move that could not only make these centers of relative excellence accessible to larger sections of the Indian population, but will also curb the copious dollar outflows on higher education by Indian students abroad, which at least count for roughly $7 billion a year. Government will phase out the affiliation of colleges in 15 years, and a stage-wise mechanism is to be established for granting graded autonomy to colleges. The aim is to achieve 50% gross enrollment ratio by 2035. A holistic and multidisciplinary education is to be promoted, which provides flexibility of choosing subjects. Now let's talk about the changes that have been brought about in the higher education. Higher Education Commission of India will be set up as a single overarching umbrella for the entire higher education, excluding medical and legal education. Public and private higher education institutes will be governed by the same set of norms for regulation, accreditation, and academic standards. Under the NEP, undergraduate degree will be either of 3 or 4 years duration with multiple exit options within this period. College will be mandated to give certification after completing 1 year in a discipline or field, including vocational and professional areas, a diploma after 2 years of study, and a bachelor's degree after 3-year study program. Government will also establish an academic bank of credit for digitally storing academic credits earned by different HEIs so that these can be transferred and counted towards the final degree earned. Higher Education Commission of India will be set up as a single overarching umbrella for the entire higher education, excluding medical and legal education. There is absolutely no doubt that the new Education Policy 2020 is historical in many ways. People can mostly only dream about the reforms that the Modi government has suggested. From recommending the use of mother tongue until class 5 to the restructuring of regulatory bodies, all the reforms are groundbreaking. The only question left is to discover whether these changes will be implemented in the way they are intended. It is a long-term plan and obviously not going to happen overnight. But this is a positive change, and though it may take some time, it will be worth it. The only con I feel is that it was not there during our time. So guys, if you found this information very valuable and you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel Hint2Mint. Also, don't forget to comment in the comment section below if there's any particular topic on which you want us to make videos. Till then, adios.